Hey everyone, thanks for joining me here on the Wargaming Parrot. Today's video is going to be a day in the life vlog. It's something you guys have been asking for a while, and while Sophie is away, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do it. So I'm going to take you through my day, looking after our 5 parrots and just doing the things I do. I'm not going to show every single moment because that'd be kind of boring for you, but I'm going to show you loads and loads of fun clips and as much as I can of the little ones playing and having fun, and maybe just a little bit about me just so you can get to know me better and the sort of things I enjoy doing. So it's really early in the morning. I'm literally just got up, got myself sorted and dressed so I don't look absolutely atrocious. The parrots are being very noisy and they're excited because they want their breakfast. I still have to make them some chop because I thought it'd be something cool to do while Sophie's away, because normally I kind of help her out of it rather than make it all myself. So I'm going to get on with that and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So while Sophie's away, I thought I would make a little chop, because normally something that Sophie does, she picks the bits and I just sort of help her out and just help her prep it. But this week it's all me. So what we've got in the chop this week is some frozen peas, which I'm obviously going to defrost, some fresh mint, some green beans, a carrot, a red pepper and some corn. And it should make a kind of nice colourful chop for them. I'm going to try and do it a bit more chunky than Sophie would, just to see if they prefer it. The other thing to bear in mind is mint doesn't keep as long as stuff like oregano, so it's only going to be good for the rest of this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep this. I'm not going to film all my prep work because it'll be kind of boring for you. I'm going to prep it and then I'm going to clip my fingers and then it's going to be all ready. So here we go. And ta-da! So here's my finished chop. Surface is nice and clean because it always makes lots of mess. Last minute I decided to add some dried chilies and also some flowers, dried flowers and other bits and pieces like chamomile, hibiscus, just to add a bit of extra colour. And one thing I will say about this chop is it smells very pleasant. Most of the time Sophie includes ingredients which are very, very healthy for our parrots, but my goodness, they smell. Adding the mint to this makes it smell so nice, especially with the other chili and everything else. So I'm going to call it an aromatic chop because it may be an experiment that works. Anyway, now I've made it, I'm getting myself sorted. I'm going to get all the bowls for the birds and then see what they think of it. I've just given the little monsters their food. I'm just going to let them enjoy their chop. I've also put in a little bit of pellets and a tiny bit of seed. I've mostly put in our new fine topped pellets because they're still getting used to it. It's Olive enjoying some corn there. And then you can see, it looks like out of the chop I've made, the current favourite is the carrot and the corn as first picks. I thought it would be the peas, but they absolutely seem to be loving the carrot and the corn. Hello Chibi, you're saying hello. What are you going for? You want the mint? Oh, okay, so the mint's popular with Chibi. And Fish is currently trying a pellet. Awesome, so that's good to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these little monsters enjoy their chop and their pellets. I also have to, if you can look at the bottom, it's quite messy because I have to do the usual. So once they've enjoyed their breakfast, I'm going to start letting them out for their morning outings, and I'm going to poo pick them and then pop in some toys in their cages. In the meantime, I normally like to go on my computer, check if there's any emails for work, just do a little bit of browsing, just do what needs to be done, maybe I'll even look for some bits for myself. And once that's done, yeah, I'm going to film some of their morning outing with you guys. I've let the monsters all have their snacks. They're all pretty eager to come out now for their outing. So I'm going to get the boys out first, and I thought I'd just film while I clean them up a little bit and put their toys in because it is part of the vlog and I thought it'd be quite interesting. So these little monsters, I'm going to send them off to the curtain around for a second and then we're going to just deal with it. I thought it'd be important to show this for those of you who are sort of newer to my channel. We use substrate bases for our cage, which they really enjoy, and it doesn't really take much to maintain it. All you have to do is do this twice a day. And I'm going to leave this whole clip in and talk so you can see just how little time it actually takes me to clean it up. I'm going to leave some of these little bits of old toy for now because they're fine. Just get rid of any bits of old food and make sure everything's out. So that's done. I've poo picked them. It took me maybe 30 seconds while I was talking to you. So now I've done that, I'm going to pop in some fresh toys for them. So what should we have? I noticed Sophie used one of these ones yesterday, but I thought it'd be cool to have it again. So my picks for today, toy-wise, are this one, which they really love, especially the little leather strap, and this one because it's very big and chewable. So I'm going to pop this one in the middle of the cage so they can get it from everywhere. Chibi loves chewing the leather strap, as I said. He's going to love doing that today. Going to pop this big one down the back in the middle so they can sort of chew it as they hop around, and then this little one I think needs to go at the top, maybe top right, back right so to speak. I'll pop that there, and they're set up for the day, and then I'm going to stop filming for a second and then I'm going to show you some of their playtime. Little boys are out and I've just set up a kind of little, I don't know, activity area on the floor for them. I don't see much point in training right now because I've already fed them, so they're probably going to be a little bit less keen to train, so I'm going to do that in their afternoon outing. For now I've just put out a couple of sort of play stands, a sort of little, I don't know, call it like a foraging wheel sort of thing, and then a foraging tray. Once again, because we live surrounded by woodland, there's loads of birdies outside, so I don't know if you can notice, but both of them are quite kind of nervous and looking. So I'm going to just get in shot in a moment and let them play with me, and it's gone all dark, which is not very nice. So there we go. So as I was saying, there's lots of birdies outside at the moment because obviously they're going and having their breakfast outside, so our two little cockatiel friends are a little bit nervous. Fish is getting a bit more of his courage and he's having a go at foraging. I'm just going to show you a little bit of their outing, and then I'm going to stop filming for a little while just so I can play with them, and then I will show you the next birdie's outing. It's probably going to be Olive's. And this is why it's difficult to work when you have your cockatiels out. We're lucky that we do get to work from home, so we can have these little monsters out during work time and out as frequent as we do. But this little terror just wants to explore my desk, and this one just wants to sit on me. For those of you who probably noticed the post-it notes, the one at the back's from Sophie, the one at the front's from my mental health social media channels on Instagram and stuff, because I like to promote good mental health because it's so important. And having had problems, well, everyone has problems at some time in their lives, I think it's important to share information and help people feel good. While I'm sort of panning around, in the past people have asked about my desk, so I thought I'd give you a quick tour. Got some sort of post-it notes with some information there, got some pops, a few bits and pieces. It's not the tidiest. I've got some treats there because Olive can sometimes be naughty. My lovely big monitor, then my keyboard, which is just really cool because it lights up. I love colourful things. My speakers, which also light up, again, colourful things. And my lovely laptop. There you go, for those of you who are curious. The boys have been out. In the end, the boys decided they just want to sit on me after a little bit of foraging on the floor. So I've got this little monster out now, who won't turn to face the camera while she's eating her little treat. I've already picked her. I don't see the point in showing it to you over and over again because it's kind of boring. But yeah, it's a very quick process, and between all of them, while they're out, it takes me about 3 or 4 minutes to deal with it. You gonna go on the stand for a little bit? So with Miss Olive, I'm just going to let her play on the stand for a few minutes, and then I'll hopefully show you a nice sort of like montage of clips of her just playing around because I just need to reply to a work email. Here's the reality of Parrots. While the boys are screaming now because it's sunny, Olive is, well, she was cuddling, now she's getting overexcited because the boys are screaming. She didn't really want to play on the floor. She didn't really fancy playing with her toys. You can see we're playing the swing a little bit. We've got another toy she likes to chew. As you can see, she's been very busy with that. Right now, she just wants to sit on me. She just wants to peep. So sadly no montage this morning, but a very excitable and occasionally cuddly Olive while the boys scream. Now this is the reality of parrots, you know, it doesn't matter how well trained they are. Sometimes they're going to be noisy, sometimes they're going to be naughty. Just think of them like children. Hello, Olive. And yeah, that's just how they are. And it's something to keep in mind with them because it's one of their most charming aspects, but it can be also one of the more, I don't know, I suppose you'd call it frustrating. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to stop filming now. This little one wants my attention very desperately. Or she wants to chew the camera. We'll work out which, but I'm going to finish off her outing, let her have some time out, and then we'll show you Pickles and Scampy's outing. Pickles has a little noise when she comes out. She likes a little dance, and she's being mean to Scampy, so let's not have that. They get very overexcited when they come out. They both sort of charge to the top of their cage, and Pickles can sometimes be a bit mean to her boyfriend, can't you? And in turn, he can be mean to us sometimes, so everyone's mean to everyone. But really, they're just so excited when they come out. So if you can see Pickles there, are you going to be mean to him? I'm going to let them play on top of the cage for a couple of minutes while I do the usual clean-up. Again, I'm not going to show you. It's fairly mucky down there, so I need to deal with it. And once it's done, it'll be all nice and clean for the rest of the day. So for these two, their morning activity is going to be the same wooden toys I gave to the boys. I've also got like this jelly cup holder, which I got, which they quite like foraging in. Scampy's having a go at that. The boys are whipping like crazy because not only is it sunny, but there are magpies outside. So please do forgive the row. Again, this is the reality of having parrots. They will be a lot calmer later on, as they always are. But yeah, these guys just have some foraging on the floor. And Scampy's going to play with his ball if he's in the mood. Just loves throwing it around. Pickles loves it too, but they tend to fight over it, so I have to be careful here. Yeah, Pickles had to be broken up from him because they're going to fight over it again. I just want to show you there. They never actually hurt each other, but Pickles tends to sort of like chase him off for things she wants. And we don't really like to see it, and we want them both to have a fair bit of fun playing. But I think today, foraging is lots more tempting than playing with a ball, so I'm just going to let them get on with it. And yeah, this is going to be basically their outing until later on, where they're going to probably crawl around me and be naughty like Olive, and then I'll pop them back and then we'll record the next part of the vlog, which I'm sure you can't wait for. And there's Pickles taking a nice big poop, which I have to clean up. So this is what they've chosen to do as well. This seems to be a very cuddly, relaxed morning. This is quite rare for Scampy because he much prefers Sophie. And with me, he likes training. He's happy to sit on my hand if it's sleeved. He's happy to relax. So obviously he's a rescue. And he did come to us with some biting problems, which have settled down a lot. But yeah, this is quite rare, and it's quite nice to see that he's happy to just sit on me and relax. And they're both chilling, so I'm just going to let them do that. And I'll probably let them do that for the rest of their outing, to be honest. If that's what they want to do. It's good for me, for bonding, and it's good for them, they can relax. Most of the morning is now gone, in fact almost all of it. The little ones are back in their cages for a little while, just to give me some time to do some necessary chores. So, look down here, this is a lovely present that Scampy's left me. Some people ask, how do we keep our carpet so clean? Well, the reality is we scrub it. At least once a day we look for anything like this, keep an eye out and scrub it. I'm also going to hoover, which sadly one of the downsides of having substrate, especially when you have a little monster called Pickles, who likes to kick it all on the floor as part of her fun play. So I'm going to hoover, I am going to scrub, then I'm going to turn the camera around so you can actually see me. I'm going to hoover, I'm going to scrub, and then I'm going to get a bit of exercise, do a bit of work. Luckily, because Sophie's away, we don't have any consults, so there's a little bit less work to do. It gives me a bit more time with the birds, a bit more time for myself, but the chores have to be done, so hoovering time. Can you see that? Just how much there is there just from that quick hoover. They really do make a lot of mess, but they're worth it. Now that's done, exercise-wise, I'm not going to show you doing that because it's kind of embarrassing and a bit boring, but I'm just going to do a bit of fitness boxing on my Switch, and then a little bit of weights because all that lockdowning and sitting around is no good for me, so I'm trying to do a bit of exercise to repair all that damage I did to myself by sitting around lounging about. So here's my lunch, again very exciting. It's just some salad with very bit mixed leaf salad with olives and a bit of gherkin, toasted pita, some hummus, and then salad's just dressed with lemon. I like this because it's nice and healthy and it tastes quite nice, so I'm going to get on with eating this, and then we're going to film the next part of the birdies' outing, which should include all of their training sessions. I've had my lunch now. Olive is out and about. I'm doing some training with bowling initially. It's kind of half training, half play for her, because I'm just getting her used to it really. She's a bit hesitant with the toy, so I'm just rewarding her for throwing the pins around, and she just enjoys doing it. So we're going to do some of this, and then after that we're going to do some more formal training with maybe some flight recall or some behaviours. I'm not quite sure which yet. Gonna throw it around. Gonna throw one for me. Good girl. You're smart. Kissy kisses. Another thing I've noticed this little monster, she absolutely loves giving kisses at the moment. Just every behaviour she just wants to give kisses or make kissy noises. Good girl. You're smart. You almost thrown them all away. You're going to throw the rest of them. And 2 more to do, and then we'll have a little break and you can muck around, then we'll do some more training. What's this? She's finishing a treat off. She has to get them all. You gonna get them all? Good girl. And that's a nice gentle one at the end. We've had a bit of floor time. She just sort of crawled around, explored a little bit. Just try and set it up so you can see her nice and close. Now we're just going to do a bit more formal training. Me and Sophie believe that it's important to do formal training at least once a day, preferably more, because if you're thinking about it, it's engage, not cage, as Marlene said. So you want to be engaged with them and having lots of fun with them, rather than just letting them sit around. So let's start with some training. High five. Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way around, aren't I? Mummy does it the other way around, doesn't she? Let's try it again, shall we? So there you go, that's a good start, isn't it? High five. Good girl. So Olive will only high five with her left foot. If she tries it with her right, she gets a bit confused and she's like, what's going on? Ready for the next one? Spin. High five. Good girl. You also have to be careful, especially with rescues like Olive, that the temptation to bite doesn't get too much, and also that this row and overexcitement doesn't get too much of her. I'm kind of talking in this video normally because I feel it's important she gets used to it, but you have to remember that Conyers gets so overstimulated by noise and she's just so excited for these treats. Let's carry on. Wave, spin, high five, good girl. Do a couple more and then we'll stop filming, and then we'll just carry on the training session so I can focus on what I'm doing with you. Spin, wave, high five. Trying to do sets of things with her as well, so she gets used to doing behaviours over and over again and then getting treated at the end. But anyway, I'm going to stop filming now because I want to focus my attention on her, and then I will next resume my filming with probably the boys because they seem to be full of energy and I'm going to get it all out through training. Olive's had her outing now. In the end, as usual, she wanted to just cuddle. I was going to film a bit of it, but I thought it'd be nicer just for her to enjoy it. It's just funny with Olive, when we got her, she was just confused, she was stressed, she just didn't know whether she was coming or going. She was just such an angry bird basically, and she'd had such a difficult sort of experience from not being touched at all, then to being forced to be touched, and then to us who are trying to just train her. Now she just wants cuddles all the time, you know. I'm wondering if this evening she's just going to want to sit and cuddle again. And it's adorable. It's adorable to see that transformation in her. She's still a little bit nippy, but it's just so good to see her sort of coming out of her shell, enjoying things, and just enjoying being with us as well. Anyway, now it's time for the boys to come out because they will not stop being noisy, so I need to get some of that energy out, and that's going to be through some training. Boys training is going to be very simple. It's just going to be interacting with the burger joint again because we're still getting them used to it, and I want to see the sort of behaviours I want to see from him. But at the moment, it's just literally I want them to interact with it and peck it and just enjoy being around it. Later on, I'm going to start shaping the behaviours I want. For example, I want eventually Chip to take that little bag from the counter and put it on the table, or I want Fish to take the burger from the drive-through and put it on a table. At the moment, it's literally just rewarding for doing whatever. And I think some people may not like this sort of training. They think it's just novelty, or I'm just doing it just literally to get views. But I won't lie, I enjoy it. I think it's cute. It allows me to play with all sorts of random toys and get to see them do funny things. But it's also rewarding for them. As long as it's supervised and there's no danger to them, I see absolutely no harm in it. It's just a different way of interacting. It's basically what I'd call novel enrichment. It's just something different and interesting for them to do and enjoy. And please excuse me, I'm sniffing. I had a minor cold recently. It's just such an important thing as part of their fun. And in reality, there's not much difference between a formal training toy, for example, like Teachbox, and this. So I'm just going to let them play a little bit with it and do their thing, give them the rewards. And then afterwards, we're going to do a little bit of target training because it'll be good to do some more formal training with them as well. Also going to show you this. Chibi's getting the hang of it. Let's try again, Chibi. You just did it perfectly twice. I need to have it standing up, otherwise you can't pick it up. Oh no, he's putting it on the chair. He was putting it on the table perfectly. Oh, good boy. Well done. What about you, Fish? Do you want to interact with the chair? And you just want to go between my crotch and look for seeds. Do it again. Good boy. A little bit of target training as well. The boys are very nervous or something. I think something's fallen out on a hallway. Good boy, Chibi. So I'm holding the camera in my other hand. It's going to be a bit more awkward. As you can see, Fish is very concerned. Chibi is... You can touch it just once. No, we're going to be nervous. You step to this side then so I don't distract you. Good boy. So again, I'm going to put the camera down now so I can focus on the session, and then I will show you the next birdie's outings. We've had our training now, and I thought I'd just, again, I did say I was supposed to cut to the next outing, but I thought I'd show you these guys. Chibi's decided to do some crop clearing on my shoulder while fluffing, and Fish is just doing some preening. So it is a slightly more chilled out day than normal. I think all the screaming was literally just due to the magpies, which are now gone, and just in time for them to sit and relax. So they're going to sit and chill on me for a bit, and then I'll show you the clip of the next lot to come out. It's Scampy and Pickles' turn to come out now, so I'm hoping to do a little bit of flight recall. Pickles looks quite keen. Let me try. Pickles, come. She's very keen. Scampy's also keen, but the problem is with just me here, it's quite difficult to do them both at the same time. So normally Scampy will be patient. We'll see if he will be. Pickles, come. He's on my shoulder currently. You can take your treats so I can give your brother, well, your boyfriend one. Gross. Stop briefly there. Scampy was being a pest because he wants to be trained as well. Pickles, come. What I'm going to try and do is do them both at the same time if he'll let me. If not, it's going to be a bit tougher. Can you come here? Can you come? So he's just come out of camera. Try and pop on the same. Problem is, because he knows that Pickles is a bit naughty with the training, he's a bit nervous to go on the same perch as her, even though she likely won't attack. You gonna come up here? Come on, I want you both to be on the same perch. No, you can do it. No need to be nervous. Oh dear. Again, this is one of the challenges you face when you're trying to train two birds. I'm leaving it in here because I feel it's important not to edit out. You can come down my arm. What we'll probably do is I'm going to do one more recall with Pickles. Pickles, come. You come in. And then we're going to swap to the other part of training, which is going to be behaviours, which I'll reset the camera up for in a moment. So I've got Scampy on the stand. We'll do some training with him, and then hopefully Pickles will come as well, and we can do training together. So, Scampy, you ready for some behaviours? Yeah. Spin. Wave. I won't try to shake you because I know you're not very keen on doing it with me. You ready? You ready? Spin. High five. Good boy. That's very good. So what we'll try and do is bring Pickles down now as well and see if they'll train together. Right, you ready? Spin. Scampy's more keen than Pickles. You're not going to get a treat if you don't spin. You ready? Spin. Spin. That's much better. Let's see if we can get them together. Because we have done tandem training before. I do it, me and Sophie do it solo with them, and sometimes they're very receptive, other times not so much. Spin. Better, not quite. Scampy's very keen. I might do a little bit of targeting afterwards as well. You ready? Spin! I think Pickles would rather be doing some flying, which we'll have to do a little bit later as well. Right, let's try something different. You ready? Pickles, you ready? Wave! It's a bit lazy, Scampy. Are you trying to grasp her tail? Let's get a couple more treats and then I'm going to stop filming after a bit of targeting and then carry on with the session. Don't forget, with these training sessions, you don't want to keep them too long. I've already technically been going with mini breaks for about 3 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes is the max, but I want to make sure I get at least 2 minutes out of them, which is good behaviour. Pickles touch. Good girl. Pickle touch. I think he's actually trying to high five her tail, which is kind of cute, but a bit odd. What are you doing? He's offering me behaviour for no reason. I don't want that. I want you to touch. Good boy. Good girl. Target training really is awesome. It leads to so many different behaviours. It's one of the best. So I'm going to do one more. He's just waving at me. He wants to graph. You want a high five? You want a target as well? Good boy. I'll do one more for you. Okay guys, so I'm going to stop filming now. Sadly, without all the expensive camera rigs and setups and loads of space, we can't just do what other YouTubers do and just have all of the stuff filmed. We're very much small time. We try our best, but it doesn't always lead to the best filming. So hopefully you found this entertaining and Scampy constantly waving at me. But yes, this will be the last bit of the outing and I'll chat to you in a moment about what else is going to be going on today. So just bear with me and yeah. Now all of them have been out, it's time for relaxing time. However, before that, I have to change all of their water bowls, make sure they're nice and fresh, and change out their food for their evening meal. Because obviously I've given them veg, you can't leave it in there overnight because it just goes bad. Same with why we have to pick the substrate later on in the evening. So I've changed their bowls and now I'm going to show you what I'm putting in their evening meal. Sophie thinks I'm kind of funny with this because I always try to put in exactly 7 different things. Please bear in mind I'm not going to put these in massive proportions because it is their evening meal and they've already had all their chop, which they seem to really like. Most of the bowls were quite clean. So for their evening meal, I'll give them a tidy stick or 2, sesame stick. This sort of mix, it's like a complimentary mix. Oh darn, it's always when you're put on the spot, you can't remember what it's by. It's this lovely sort of company that Sophie recommends. I can't remember their name, so I'll try and remember. I think it's like Squeaky Beaks or something. And then the Tops pellets, which I'm trying to get them used to. They eat the other types, but these fine ones they don't seem to like. I'm going to put some chamomile and flowers in there, a bit of Harrison's, star anise, and then a little bit of Sophie's own sort of mix. There's their food bowls, all sort of stirred up and ready to go. We've got olives, scampi and pickles. Then the boys, I give them slightly different portions because they have slightly different tastes, and I'm going to give it to them and see what they like, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Everyone's had their outings and all their food's been prepared. They're going to be quiet for most of the afternoon. Now this is kind of what we call the chill out time. The sun has normally passed around, so it's not like shining through the window. They're all getting their sort of like more junky food of the day, enjoying their spices and snacking. You can see them just enjoying it there on the pan round. They're all going to be very quiet for a while now, and normally this is where they normally have their nap. Normally while we're doing a bit of work on the computer or doing consults with clients, replying to Patreon messages, that sort of thing. This is the time we use for that. But again, as Sophie's away, we haven't got much work on, so all I'll do is I'll probably be just replying to a few emails later on. Because I've got this free time, I'll show you one of my hobbies, something I enjoy doing. You may have been wondering why that shelf is always full. If you look now, you can see all of this painting gear. Now I want to stress as well, I don't do any gluing or any sort of like solvent stuff in here. That's all done outside or in another room because obviously the bird safety comes first. However, Olive absolutely loves it when I sit at the table and paint. It also explains why the table's always in a state, because this is my painting tablecloth, because we have nice ones but we only use them when we have guests, which isn't very often due to the current situation. But yes, I sit here and I paint these guys. Got a big dragon there. This is my sort of hobby. I like playing Warhammer, that sort of thing, amongst many other hobbies, and doing all sorts of things. So I'm going to be sitting here and painting for a while next to Olive. I'll put some music on. Obviously can't have the music on while I'm filming because of copyright and all that stuff. And yeah, she's just going to probably chat away to me while everyone else snacks and rests. I'm going to paint for a while. After I've done that, deal with some work emails again, and then probably play some video games or something for a change, just to relax a little bit. I'm not going to film me painting because it's kind of boring. If you ever want to see any of my painting, just head over to my Instagram. You can see my finished models and all the sort of things I do. In the meantime, I will catch you later. So I've just finished my painting for the day. I'm going to give myself a little bit of time to play some video games. These are the current games I'm playing in the living room. Scarlet Nexus, which is an RPG. and Subnautica Below Zero on my Switch, which is an awesome sort of like, I don't know, adventure, exploration, building game, which is fun. I recently finished Resident Evil The Village, which I thought was awesome too, so I'm working on these, and I'll show you the other game I'm playing in the evenings later on too. Hello again guys, the day is getting on and I've played a lot of computer games, done a lot of painting, got some guys done. Again, check out Instagram if you want to see my finished models, so I'll pop them up there. And it's getting towards dinner time, so at this part of the day I tend to sort of like dedicate it to answering your messages. I do some when the birds are out during the evening outing, but obviously I have to pay attention to them. It's easier when Sophie's around, but I like to dedicate at least half an hour to an hour to replying to messages and comments from people on YouTube. So this is what I'm doing right now, and you can have a little look. I don't know if you're going to see any of your names on there on just that list, but a little peek there. And yeah, I think, oh, it's gone all dark. I'm back again. I think it's very important to interact with you guys, and I thank you all for your support, and I'll always try to reply to any polite or decent comments or requests for help. Obviously I can't give massive detailed replies to every single one of them, but that's obviously what Patreon and consults are for, to give me that dedicated time for people who have real complex problems. Otherwise I'll always try to help via comments because I think it's important. Now I've gone through all the comments, I've sort of taken a bit of time, I've cooked my dinner. My dinner is not massively exciting or healthy, but I thought I'd have it as Sophie's not here and she really doesn't like sausages. It's just turkey sausages, chunky chips and a bit more salad just to try and balance it out a little bit. I'm going to have this and I'm going to have a little bit of dessert, and then we'll get on with the birdies' evening outings. And just for dessert, I know you're very excited to know, it's one of those goo puddings like a caramel and toffee one, which seems quite nice, so I'm going to give it a try and then get on with the birds. One thing I thought I'd show you as it's evening and it's not going to be glaring on the camera is just looking outside our window, talking about the greenery I mentioned earlier. It's very green, and if you can believe it or not, just past the window is actually a road. I'll show you the other side as well now. So on this side again, we have this beautiful sort of foresty area which protects us from a main road, which is about half a mile away, and from the other houses. So it kind of gives you a sort of secluded feel. And it's really nice to see all the wildlife, all the little birdies. We get foxes, badgers, deer and all sorts in there. It's just really cool looking at them. I thought I'd show you too. Now time for the evening outing, and I've got the conures out. They're just sort of like rummaging around on the floor. As you can see, I've got a couple of ramekins. Excuse the light behind me, that's actually our sort of light because it's getting very dark. A couple of ramekins just with a couple of treats and some paper straws in them to play with. And then a bowl of the fin tops, which I'm trying to get them used to by putting a few treats in there, just get them to try it out. So as I was saying before, rudely interrupted, these evening outings tend to be more chill, more relaxed. I don't try to do much training with them. Sometimes we'll do a little bit, but I prefer it if it's just they relax on us or they just sit around, have a little snack and just chill out. Scampy's actually chatting while I talk. At the moment, I think he's getting curious about the camera or something outside, so let's see if they'll continue cuddling. But yeah, they just have their chill time. I'm going to try and do it with all the parrots. They're just going to have like over cuddles or relaxation time and just, yeah, have snacks. I've also still got to do their water changes and poo pick for the evening to make sure they're nice and clean. But other than that, it's just going to be cuddle time, and if I can get a moment to myself, I'll go back on the computer, maybe check if there's any more emails to deal with, do any more comments that need to be dealt with. But these guys have to come first really, and especially with Sophie not here to sort of supervise them too, it's just basically me that has to do it. And it wouldn't be an evening outing if Pickles didn't get a little bit of cuddling in the eye socket. Scampy's still busy preening, and then this little one just wants to sit in the eye socket for a little bit and relax. I'm not sure why this has become her favourite spot, but it literally is her favourite spot for cuddle. She doesn't really like hands around her. She doesn't really like to cuddle apart from into the neck. It has to be the eye socket. So I'm going to let her cuddle for a little bit, then just let them have the rest of their outing, then get the next little ones out. So little Olive's out and about now, and she's quite excited because I want to reward you guys who have stuck with this vlog for this long. I appreciate you watching it. I'm a little bit out of focus. Let's see if we can get Olive in focus. So I'm just going to give you a little treat. So behaviour she does a lot, but we don't really get to film very much. So if she'll stay still, I'll try and focus if she really wants to train. I'm sorry, little one. Give me 1 second. You ready? Is it going to focus? Olive, kiss. She only ever really makes the kissy noise after she's done the kiss, but I still think it's very cute. We'll do it again for you guys, and then I'll show you what else she's going to be up to. Olive, kiss. And it has to be the nose as well, by the way. She'll only kiss the nose, nothing else. We'll do it one more time and that's it. Olive, kiss. Oh, I'm very excited by that treat. So yeah, I'll show you what else she's going to be up to in a moment. She's getting very excitable. Olive's now on the floor for a little bit. I thought I'd do the same thing as I did for the conures. I'm going to do the same for the boys, but I might twist it a little bit because otherwise it's a bit boring for you to watch. She gets a little bit nervous on the floor at night, so I'm probably going to have her down here for a couple of minutes. But she likes to forage, she likes to dig around, and I feel it's a bit unfair if she doesn't get to do it as well. As I was saying earlier in the video, I like to have these evening sessions more of a chill out session, but it's a little bit tougher when it's just me. That's probably why I've sort of subconsciously decided to let the boys out last, because the boys are much easier to handle for me, and most likely they're just going to want to sit on me and preen and relax. It's possible they may want to go roaming around the floor, if so I'll record that, but generally they're a lot chill, so I'll have a bit more time to get on with things. Just to mention as well, I have actually been poo picking and changing the water. I just didn't think you guys would want to see it all over again, but in the meantime, I'm just going to let Olive have a little forage, and then we'll see if she wants some cuddles. Then we'll get the boys out. Olive is out and engaged, not caged as well, might I say. I think it's a good time to have a little chat about that. If you've watched this far in the video, you know there's quite a lot involved to having multiple parrots, and you have to put an awful lot of effort in. I hope I've kind of showed that to you during the course of this video. In an ideal world, me and Sophie would love to have a much bigger place. Maybe a living room that's maybe 5 to 10 times the size of what we have. And there we go, lovely, I'll have to clean that up in a second. 5 to 10 times the size of what we already have, so we could have multiple play stands everywhere, and they could be out constantly, because then not only would it take away some of the time burden on us, it would also allow them to be out an awful lot more and just having fun on their own, or just having a dedicated bird room. But sadly, finances don't allow. We've got what we've got. We're trying to work and get loads of money and do the best we can, but it's very difficult, especially in the current climate. So we do the best we can for them, and we like to hope that we do as best as we can for them, and they like it, appreciate it. It is a lot of effort for following the engaged, not caged sort of like ideology, but it's worth it, and they can be really fun, even if it is frustrating occasionally. One day, me and Sophie would like to have a parrot rescue. That would be awesome if we had a big sort of property, and then we could have a parrot rescue as well there and help out loads more, you know, but that's a dream, that's something we're working towards. I'd also like to publish more books, but just got to keep on working towards those dreams, don't you? Anyway, now that I've sort of said my piece about that, I'm going to let this little one continue foraging, and then we're going to get the boys out. The two naughty monsters are out and about now. I've left the ramekins out again. I've put a tiny bit of millet in each one just to try and tempt them to play. I've also got the cardboard tube, which I haven't had used for ages, and because it's creating a shadow, it's a little bit scary. I thought it might be a good bit of descent for them. Chibi's interested in the pellets, which would be awesome. Do you want to try a bit of pellet? Go on, be a brave boy. But yeah, I'm just going to give him a little bit of time on the floor, and then hopefully a bit of cuddle time, and maybe the opportunity to do some of that computer work I've been wanting to do. So this is a question I'm probably going to get asked, and it's been asked for Q&As and all sorts, and that's why we don't get the birds all out together. And that's because they don't all get on. Obviously the boys are raised by a breeder. All our conures are rescue conures. Now Pickles can be out with the boys. Pickles can also be out with Scampy, and Scampy can be out with Pickles. However, Olive and Scampy can't be out with the boys, and Olive can't be out with Scampy or Pickles. So it creates this sort of weird dynamic where we can't have them all out at the same time, because it just could be mayhem. Like I said earlier in the video, if we had a lot more space, that would be a lot more possible, but it just isn't. And that means we have to make adjustments to our lifestyle, because, you know, if you take on rescues, it can be difficult sometimes. ultimately it's rewarding and worth it, but you may have to make adjustments. Our adjustment is we have to have separate outings for everyone, and that means it takes more time. But ultimately, at least we know they're all safe and they're all happy, and in some ways it's better that way because that kind of forces us to dedicate more time to them. Predictably, the boys wanted to roam around on the floor, but now I've decided they want to pop up with me. That's probably where they're going to spend the rest of their outing, either sat on me or preening or just being naughty. All the little monsters have now been out. Chip and Fish are back in their cage. Everyone's been poo picked. Everyone has fresh water. Everyone's settling down. Right now, just before bed, I'm going to put on the air purifier, which is kind of essential with these guys because it's just not only does they use the sound, which makes them like relax a little bit, it just gets the air cleaner and nicer for them. It's more pleasant. I'm going to leave this on for about 10 minutes. I may put the Alexa on with some thunderstorm sounds to help them relax, and then it'll be bedtime for them. Now it's bedtime for them. The night lights are ready. Got 2 of them, so I'm going to turn off the lights and put them to bed. I'll show you a little bit how dark it actually is in there. They always make a little noise just before. Nighty night, monsters. I always leave it open just a little bit so we can peek in on them and make sure they're okay. Now the little monsters have gone to bed, it's time for me to sort of relax a little bit. Normally if Sophie was here, would probably, you can hear Olive in the background, she's not quite ready for bed yet. She can hear me talking just after putting them to bed, but she'll relax a little bit. But anyway, if Sophie were here now, we'd normally either sort of chat a little bit, play a bit of Assassin's Creed, watch a series, that sort of thing. As she's not here, I'm going to play a computer game. I might watch a bit of anime because I don't really get to do that very often these days, or a movie or something. But I'm definitely going to be playing this. I'm absolutely loving this game right now. It's called Hades. It's like it's based on Greek mythology, and you sort of run through a dungeon. It's got a very good storyline. I've added it to my Amazon store if you're interested and you're still watching. And yeah, after that, just probably chat to Sophie a bit later, do a bit of browsing, and then take it easy before bed. So guys, that finally brings me to the end of my vlog. I hope you stuck with me for this long and you've enjoyed it, found out some interesting stuff about our lives and just how it is living with parrots and how fun it can be, how annoying it can be, how cool it can be in general. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you as usual, but in the meantime, take care and have an awesome day.